Former President Donald Trump appeared in a Manhattan courtroom Monday as a hearing in his civil case continued, with lawyers from New York Attorney General's office and Trump's legal team presenting opening arguments before the judge who will decide case. Trump. The Trump Organization. Several executives and his 2 children are defendants in the civil lawsuit in New York Supreme Court. They are charged with falsifying business records, publishing false financial statements, and conspiracy. Since this is a civil case, not a criminal case, none of the defendants will face prison time if convicted. The case will be decided by Judge Arthur Engoron rather than a jury. Last week, Engoron issued a ruling at James' request that Trump overvalued his properties by hundreds millions of dollars and misrepresented his own value by billions dollars when he received bank loans. The trial will now focus on other aspects of the case involving allegations of falsifying business records, publishing false financial statements, insurance, and conspiracy. The former president has denied all wrongdoing. Before entering courtroom on Monday, she accused James of trying to hurt me in the election, saying case was a witch hunt and a disgrace. Trump's legal trial begins with opening statements. The trial, which could last until December 22, began with a crowd of about 130 people in a large courtroom in Lower Manhattan. Kevin Wallace, lead attorney among more than a dozen attorneys in Attorney General's office, delivered the opening statement on behalf of state. James was sitting in the row behind Wallace. Trump was sitting at his defense team's table. Brendan McDermott. Wallace began his 65-slide presentation by stating that they had already shown that Trump's financial statements from 2011 to 2021 were inaccurate. He said he and his team aim to prove remaining issues at stake in case, including charges related to allegations, falsifying business records, insurance, and publishing false financial statements. He said it would show that the defendants intended to do when they falsified the records and conspired to do so. The defendants knew the statements were false. They then used them to stalk and gain financial advantage, Wallace said. Wallace investigated the involvement of key players in the alleged scheme. Trump, his sons, former Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg, and Trump Organization controller Jeffrey McConney, Donald Jr., and that Weisselberg played a key role in the firm's valuations for much of the Trump real estate empire. According to Wallace, Trump personally approved statements and oversaw company throughout 2016. Donald Jr. and Eric Trump took on task of approving declarations after winning presidency. McConney took action to file returns with lenders, Wallace said. Wallace said defendants denied knowing preparations were ulent during their testimony in case and showed clips of Trump's sons and former president himself. While defendants may